This week on Alaska's Fishing Paradise.
Gary, that one was 48 inches.
That's 5.
Alaska's Fishing Paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Wilderness and Sports Fishing Lodge. Fog blankets the Alaskan morning as the Robertson family heads out for a day on the salt.
Well, 18 years ago, my brother and I came up here for the first time to visit Alaska, and we happened to pick Whalers Cove. In those days, there wasn't any internet. We just got lucky and met them at the trade show in Portland, Oregon, and picked them out, and we came up here and had such a wonderful time. Then we said, we got to get back here someday. So we've sort of waited around and talked my son here into join us, and headed back this year and hoping to get into the salmon and the halibut.
Well, Dick Powers, the owner of the lodge, actually went out with us this morning for a little bit to kind of give us an idea of where we should go tomorrow when we go out entirely on our own. So he showed us 3 or 4 places that we could catch both salmon and halibut, and it worked out very nicely.
Yeah, let's not go down again.
No, I got a whole bunch of them.
The bait bucket starts filling up, but Terry finds some bass on his line.
It is a cod. It's not very big, but it's a cod.
Picked up 2 that time.
Right down to 20.
Guys. These are great for salmon. Today we're going to try to find some halibut in deeper spots. There's a pinnacle. It's actually like an underwater butte, which is about just 4 miles offshore. It's a pretty good sized piece of real estate. It's about a mile long by about a half a mile, about a half a square mile. At the top of it sits at about 400 feet, and it runs into 2,000 feet deep all the way around it. It's quite a fishery.
With herring on ice, they store the rods and head off to an underwater structure nicknamed the Butte.
I did catch the smallest cod. Yes, you did.
That was the smallest cod I've ever seen.
That would feed the koi in the koi pond.
Yes, it would.
An eagle is just amazing. He just hangs out there all the time.
On top of the marker.
Yeah.
That is pretty sweet.
What I normally do is I put a herring on first,
Okay.
because the herring comes off easy. And then I gasket it with the bait, with the pink salmon or a belly, to hold it on.
Okay.
So the herring stays on, because that's what everything loves, a piece of herring.
Okay.
And you've got a rockfish and a cod.
Oh, what a deal.
Now this is a true cod, that's called a pollock.
Oh, okay.
And that's what they make the artificial crab out of. There's virtually billions of these down here. And that's what the big halibut are feeding on, probably.
Oh.
Oh, that's a dandy cod.
It's got the head shake on it.
The idea is to catch your halibut and these guys at the same time.
You're right, exactly. When you got 2 hooks.
Get 2 of these. Yeah, now this is a non-pelagic. You can only keep 2 of these each.
Got it. 20?
That's one in the boat.
We'll keep him all the weight.
The first halibut hits the ice chest, and Doug Robertson follows in stride.
He likes to come here because the flat water lets him fish. He doesn't do well in the open ocean. And my brother and I have gone to Sitka for the last 4 years, but he was not able to come along because he gets chronically seasick.
He was fine with me at first, and then he finally took it.
Well, that's a nice specific cod.
Coming up on Alaska's fishing paradise, the fishing continues aboard the Kita. The Robertson family pulls fish after fish on deck and make memories that will be cherished for a lifetime. Welcome back to Alaska's fishing paradise. Captain Dick Powers is guiding the Robertson family as they pursue Alaskan halibut and rockfish. While Terry Robertson tests his line with a fish from the deep, let's take a moment to hear from Captain Dick Powers on this week's segment of Straight Talk.
These are two styles of jigs. This is it's like a bar jig or a diamond jig. And this one works real good for rockfish, but also for halibut. And I put a little piece of salmon belly or cod belly on there just for flavor, but they'll fish without it. They'll fish just with this part of it. I also put a little hoochie on there because it's glow in the dark. You bring it up, about 5 cranks, that's about 15 feet in this reel. And then you jig it. So either like this is the way my favorite way to jig. You bounce it, bounce, bounce, let it fall, and then bring it up. So that the jig is just doing this in the water. Now this is a lead-headed jig. It's got a rubber tail. I put a little piece of salmon belly on it, but it will fish without it. But a real common spot to fish with these is to put a herring on here. Then we use a rubber band around the gills of the herring and it stays on better. And so you let it to the bottom, you bring it up again 15 feet so you're off the structure. Then you lift it and fish it like this, up and down, just make it swim. And you'll either feel the fish, he'll come onto it as it's moving up, or your line will go slack. Okay. Either way, you've got a fish. Then you reel down to them and you set the hook.
And you use that for halibut?
Yeah, it's a great halibut rig.
Now, let's get back to the action.
Silver gray or Boccaccio.
Straight down, same place. Yeah, I know. Well, there's the fish.
Upon surfacing, both Terry and Jeff's lines are tangled up on a rockfish.
Is it a halibut? No. Big one though. That's 5.
That's a nice cod.
Incoming's just starting, so we sort of fished the last part of the outgoing, and now we're going to try a little bit of the incoming tide and see what happens. Now it's going to be 44.
There we go, that's what we're looking for.
One more, please.
We need one more halibut.
One more halibut would be wonderful to limit the boat.
Oh, Dick was great. I mean, he showed me how to use some of the stuff on the boat, but more importantly, he showed me where the different places were that we could go to be successful.
That might be a halibut, Jeff.
Whew, this is tiring, I gotta say that.
Going again. I've never seen one go across top of the water like that. It's so cool. First time you'd ever caught one jigging on the bottom, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a definite new experience. I've only used the circle hooks before for halibut, so to catch one on a giant jig was, a new experience for me. Yeah.
The Admiral said that the youngest guy always does it, and we always listen to the Admiral. So
Dick basically told them that the youngest guy on the boat gets to pull the anchor, and that ended up being me today. So.
And tomorrow.
And tomorrow, yeah. I knew you brought me along for something.
Have to earn your pay.
And the top of this ridge out here is good halibut fishing. The whole thing is.
And again, it was nice having Dick out there showing us how to do all of this stuff so that when we go out again tomorrow, we'll be able to do it all on our own without anybody there helping us and know that we're doing it right.
Right.
The outing was great. We caught our 3 halibut. We limited out on rockfish. We caught several cod. We caught a couple of pollock, which we'd never caught before, which Dick told me they used to make the artificial crab. So it was fun. It was a great day.
Coming up on Alaska's Fishing Paradise, we'll climb aboard the Jigging with Captain Garfield George in pursuit of halibut and salmon. Good friends hit the water, looking to relax and have some fun when we return. Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise. Whalers Cove Lodge is a flurry of activity as fish are boxed up for guests headed home and new anglers arrive. Good friends Gary Child and Terry Bridwell have just checked in for their first morning. With sandwiches packed, this duo is eager to hit the water aboard the Jigging, guided by Captain Garfield.
Well, I was fishing with Gary Child. He came with me on this trip out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. And Gary and I have actually fished and hunted together for, gosh, the last 20 years. We happened to be in the same goose club at one point, and that's how we met. And it's been over 20 years of fishing and hunting and traveling around together doing things like this.
"40 to 50 feet, 40 to 50.
Garfield took us out to a point and we fished for herring, for bait, and that was kind of fun too, just chasing the herring around.
Probably gonna run up to Parker Point, a little bit past there, and try to halibut fish. The last few times that I've been anchored here, I've been catching 39 to 45-inch halibut. Hopefully that'll be the way it goes today.
What are we in here, 300 and what?
About 35 feet. You can almost see them swimming by.
Yeah?
Yank, go hard, yank, go hard.
Yeah, I still got him.
I feel like I've got a lot of weight to it.
My first halibut. This is actually my first saltwater fishing experience, and so it was quite enjoyable for me, and was something I've been looking forward to all summer. This one feels a little better than the others, Garfield. We've got to be getting close.
Yep. There you go.
No, I don't think he's as big as I thought he was.
Yeah, it's smaller than your one, biggest one.
I don't know, here, look at this.
You don't want to tie it and break it off. A little bit 38 and a half. You might get a better one, but
It might not, huh?
you might not.
I'm okay with it, keep it. It's okay.
That's a pretty good fish.
Feels like a nice fish. If there was a challenge at all, it was to continue to reel a halibut in one right after another. And I thought they were getting heavier, and I think I was just beginning to wear out. 5. And what's Terry got? 1?
3.
3, okay.
Coming up on Alaska's fishing paradise, Terry and Gary continue their day on the Alaskan water. The halibut wear out the anglers, and king salmon are trolled in various water columns. Alaska's Fishing Paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Wilderness and Sports Fishing Lodge. Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise. Terry Bridwell and Gary Child are having a great day on the water, landing halibut after halibut with Captain Garfield George.
Gary, that one was 48 inches.
It's a little bit better.
A little better one?
Yeah, but I think we'll still let him get away.
I think that might be a keeper.
All right.
Well, it has to be just a little bit bigger than Terry's for bragging rights.
I think Garfield knew what he was talking about changing baits. Change sizes with another bait.
I'm liking the looks of that.
31. Whoa! He had a good day. He caught a lot of fish today, and loved to rub it in that he got the largest halibut by about 3 inches, I think.
What do you want to do, T?
I just soon go after something different.
All right. Look like you got a decent one on there.
Not bad. Oh, did we get the halibut? We reeled one in after another. We started out, as I said, in the fog, and it wasn't long. We were taking coats off and really getting a good workout, but we got some fantastic fishing today and had great times with great people. You know, we trolled for salmon in the afternoon, and that was a welcome rest. We got some relief. The salmon really haven't arrived as yet. Everything's running a little later this year, and so we got to troll and see some beautiful scenery.
Oh, get it, get it, get it! What's he?
It's a king salmon?
I caught 3 kings and was told they had to be 28 inches or greater, and
No, it's a king.
these fell just a little shy of that. It's pretty clear that Garfield has tremendous expertise in this area. All in all, it couldn't have been much of a better day.
As today's stories are shared, let's take a moment and see what Chef Jack Wentz is cooking on this week's edition of Chef's Corner.
Welcome to Chef's Corner. I'm Chef Jack Wentz, and today we're going to blacken a nice piece of halibut and put it over a potato pancake and finish it with a little bit of sour cream and lemon. And we're going to start by making our potato pancake. What we want to do is put a little clarified butter in our ring mold. And all clarified butter is we've melted it down and removed the milk solids. We'll let this cook for a couple of minutes on each side. We'll press it down just a little bit so it stays together when it cooks. Okay, we've been about 2 minutes now, so we're going to flip it over. Okay, we'll press it down a little bit. And at this point, we want to start heating up our pan for our halibut. Okay, now we just want to take a knife and kind of go around the edge a little bit. And we can remove our ring mold. So at this point, our potato pancake is ready. We're going to place it over here and start our fish. And now it's time to season our fish. Now we've made sure that it's nice and dry. We want to make sure we coat the fish real well. We want to rub it in real nice and make sure that the fish gets completely coated with the blackening spice. And now we're off to the stove. Okay, again, using our clarified butter, we want to put an ample amount into our pan. And clarified butter will act like an oil with the milk solids reduced, so you can get it pretty hot. And we're going to get our flame going again. We're going to get this up to what we call a smoking point. And it's very important, folks, that we do not do this inside of our homes. Here we have an industrial kitchen with a hood vent system, so your best bet is to do this outside and bring the fish back in. Okay, now that we've got our oil to a smoking point, we want to turn on our fans. This is definitely something we do not want to do inside your home. And at this point it'll go very fast. Now with everything being so hot, it only takes about 1.5 to 2 minutes max for each side, and we're only going to flip it one time. Always flipping away from yourself. Now that our fish is done, we want to place it on top of our potato pancake. Okay, we want to finish this off with our sour cream and lemon. And a little bit of fresh green onions. And there you have it, folks. Blackened halibut with potato pancake.
We like you, so like us on our Facebook page. And be sure to visit our website at whalerscovelodge.com.